another topic of mathematics that comes under class 11th, which is also part of a trigonometry. In this class today I will mainly discuss all formula that which is related to multiple and submultiple angle, and also I will try to find the value of sin 80 degree, sin 36 degree, sin 54 degree, cos 18 degree, cos 36 degree. Similarly also 10 cot and second cosec. But before it, I want to give some formula and its proof such that you can understand how can we use all these formula and in which case we can use all these formula. First of all, I want to write multiple angle. What do you mean by multiple angle? Multiple angles. Multiple angle means that when if A is any angle, then it's multiple angle. Then it's multiple angle. Multiple angles be as 2A, 3A, 4A. If any angle which is expressed as 2A, 3A, 4A, then you can say that given angles are in multiple angles. Similarly, whatever you are trying to understand some multiple angle, some multiple angles, then only A is replaced by A by 2, A by 3. Similarly, I think you understand my goal. Now I am trying to write all those formula which is related to this expression. First of all, I want to write sin 2a. What is the formula of sin 2a? If you want to prove this formula, it becomes very easy by algebraic or geometrical process. First of all, I want to tell sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a, about which I have already told you in previous classes. That means when I have started trigonometric chapter, after completing the basics, when I come in the compound and submultiple compound angle, then firstly I have written a lot of formula that is also related to multiple and submultiple angle. This formula sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a, which is also equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square. Now you definitely ask to me, how can we prove this formula? About this formula I have already proved, but further I want to tell you, as you know that sin 2a is nothing. Can you write using compound angle formula sin a plus a? As you know that sin a plus a, that means if you suppose that second angle as a b, then you can convert it sin a plus b. In that case, sin a plus b will be what? Sin a into cos b. Here b is also a, then you can write sin a into cos b. That means cos a plus cos a. First angle will be cos a, then can you write it cos a into sin b? Sin b means that what? Second angle which is also a. So can you write sin a into cos a plus sin a into cos a? Will be 2 sin a into cos a, because both terms are like. So can you write it 2 sin a into cos a? So sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a. It is formula of sin 2a. Similarly, if you are trying to prove this formula, it is also very easy, because can you write 2 sin a here? You get sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a. With the help of this formula, you can prove 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a. Now there arises, how can you prove sin 2a is equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a? It is also very easy, because 2 sin a, as you know that sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a. Sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a. Can you write in a denominator 1? Because if you write 1 in denominator, it is unaffected. So now I am trying to write other step. When you are starting to prove sin 2a is equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a, firstly you write, as we know that sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a divided by 1. So can we write sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a divided by 1. Here 1 can be replaced by sin square a plus cos square a. So can we write dividing numerator and denominator by cos square a, you definitely get what? 2 sin a into cos a divided by cos square a. In denominator we also divide by cos square a, then you get sin square a divided by cos square a plus cos square a divided by cos square a. Now here you get cos a by cos a, that means here cos a and its denominator will be cos square a. Definitely one cos a will be remains. So 2 sin a divided by cos a, that will be 2 tan a. Can you write it? 2 tan a divided by cos square a plus cos square a by cos square a will be 1 plus sin square a by cos square a will be 1 tan square a. So can we get sin 2a is equal to also 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a, and I have already known sin 2a is also equal to 2 sin a into cos a is equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a. Similarly, now I want to give another formula which is related to cos 2a. Cos 2a. Cos 2a is equal to what? Cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sin square a. If you wish to prove this formula, so you can also prove by similar way. As you know that cos 2a can be written as cos a plus a. In that case, as you know that cos a plus b is equal to cos a into cos b minus sin a into sin b. So you after putting the value of a, and finally you get cos square a minus sin square a. Now it is also equal to 1 minus tan square a. 1 minus tan square a divided by 1 plus tan square a. Now there is also a question: how can you prove this formula cos 2 is equal to 1 minus tan square a divided by 1 plus tan square a? It is also equal to 1 minus 2 sin square a. And it is also equal to 2 cos square a minus 1. Now cos 2 is equal to, there are 4 formulas and each of them will be very very important for you, and sometimes you have to directly use all these formulas in given expression to get required goal or required answer of this question. Now I am trying to prove each of them formulas so that you can understand easily. Now first of all I want to prove cos 2a is equal to cos square minus sin square a. How can you show cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sin square a? It is very simple. As you know that cos 2a can be written as cos a plus s, cos a plus a. As you know that suppose that it is as b. Suppose that it is as b. In that case it will be as cos a plus b. As you know that cos a plus b is equal to cos a into cos b. Cos a into cos b minus sin a into sin b. Here b is equal to a. Here b is equal to a. Also a. So can you write in place of a? In place of b a. So we get cos a into cos a minus sin a into sin a. Now here you get cos a into cos a, which is also equal to cos square a, and in RHS part you get, that means in second part sin a into sin a, that will be sin square. So first formula will be proved. This formula also can be proved by geometric process, but it becomes very long, and it becomes very long because in that case you should assume some conceptual knowledge as a similarity. So I do not like to prove it. It is very easy. Now you have to also prove 1 minus tan square divided by 1 plus tan square. How can you prove it? Similarly, as you know that while you are trying to prove cos 2 is equal to 1 minus tan square divided by 1 plus tan square, how can you solve it? Simply you write, as we know that cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sin square. Cos square a minus sin square. Can you write in denominator 1? If you write in denominator 1, now you have to replace 1 by cos square a plus sin square a. Can I replace it? Can I replace it? Now after dividing numerator and denominator by cos square a, you get cos square a by cos square a will be 1, sin square by a cos square a by will be tan square a. So can you write 1 minus tan square a divided by cos square a by cos square a, and so 1 and 1 plus sin square a by cos square a, that will be tan square a. So we finally get cos 2a is equal to 1 minus tan square a divided by 1 plus tan square a. Now you have to also prove 1 minus 2 sin square. How can you prove? Now as you know that cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sin square. I have already proved it. Cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sin square. Now as you know that, we know that cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sin square a. Now you have to prove cos 2a is also equal to 1 minus 2 sin square a. Now first of all, can you write cos square a is equal to 1 minus sin square a? If you write cos square a is equal to 1 minus sin square a, then 1 minus sin square a. Already cos square a is equal to 1 minus sin square. Sin square a minus sin square a is equal to 2 sin square a. Now if you try to prove this formula, simply write sin square a is equal to cos square a minus 1 minus cos square a. So can you write cos square a? This formula is obtained. Now this formula is obtained already. Now I want to obtain this formula. Can you write cos square a minus sin square a is equal to what? 1 minus cos square a. Now after manipulation you get cos square a minus 1 plus cos square a cos square a cos 2 cos square a minus 1. Finally you get this formula. Now if you understand all this formula, then I want to proceed to prove next formula. Remember all these formulas because each formula become important for you during solving problems. Now, and it is also very helpful to understand limits, continuity, differentiability in following classes. That means in next class as well as it also becomes very helpful in inverse trigonometric function. Now, I am trying to take another formula which is also relevant to all this formula. As you know that tan 2x is equal to also 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square. There is very small difference between sin 2x. You can write a by mistake I have written here a x. Tan 2x is equal to 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x. Right here because all this formula I have written in terms of a, so you also write in a tan 2a is equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 minus tan square a. And sin 2a is equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a. There is very small difference between minus and plus. So don't confuse here. Tan 2a is equal to 2 tan a by divided by 1 minus tan square a. Now you definitely write. How can you prove it? It is also very easy. Now first of all, tan 2a I want to prove it. Tan 2a can be written as sin 2a divided by cos 2a. Can I write it? Now sin 2a is equal to what in terms of tan? Sin 2a is equal to what in terms of tan? As you know that sin 2a is equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square a divided by cos 2a is equal to what? Cos 2a is equal to 1 minus tan square a divided by 1 plus tan square a. Here 1 plus tan square 1 plus tan square a will be cancelled each other. Finally you get 2 tan a divided by 1 minus tan square a. This is your required formula. Now similarly you can prove all these formula. Now I want to write next formula. Sin 3x is equal to 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x and cos 3x is equal to 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x. It is formula of cos 3x. If you want to prove this formula, you can also prove similarly. Sin 3x can be written as sin 3x can be written as sin 2x plus x. In that case, sin 2x plus x. Here, suppose that 2x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Then it is as sin a plus b. Sin a plus b is equal to sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b. Then you have to put 2x and x. Then you get sin 2x into cos x plus cos 2x into x. Then you have to again write all those formula. Cos 2x is equal to 1. As you know that in a first term will be 2 sin x into cos x. Then you have to write what? Sin 2x is equal to 2 sin x into cos x. I will prove it also because only giving idea you can't prove it formula. I want to prove sin 3x is equal to 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. But I want to write again another formula tan 3x. How can you prove tan 3x? Tan 3x is equal to very simple formula 3 tan x minus tan cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. This is its last formula. Now I want to prove sin 3x is equal to 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. How can we get this formula? Very simple procedure. First of all, as you know that sin 3x can be written as sin 2x plus x. It is as a compound angle formula. So can you use sin a plus b is equal to sin a plus sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b. Can you write? Now, as you know that sin 2x can be written as 2 sin x into cos x plus cos 2x can be written as 2 sin square x. Sorry. 1 minus 2 sin square x. Can I write 1 minus 2 sin square x into sin x? Now here you get 2 sin x into cos x, that will be cos square x. As you know that cos square x is equal to 1 minus sin square x. I want to replace cos square x directly by 1 minus sin square x. Then next term will be, if you multiply by sin x in both terms, you get sin x minus 2 sin cube x. Here you get finally 2 sin x minus 2 sin cube x. 2 sin x minus 2 sin cube x plus sin x minus 2 sin cube x. Here you get 2 sin x plus sin x, that will be 3 sin x, minus 2 sin cube x minus 2 sin cube x, that will be minus 4 sin cube x, which is your required formula of sin 3x. Sin 3x is equal to 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. Similarly, you can put cos 3x is equal to 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x. Similarly, you can also put tan 3x is equal to 3 tan x minus 10 cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. I want to also hint in cos 3x. How can you prove cos 3x? Can you write cos 3x is equal to cos 2x plus x? Now, here you get cos 2x plus x. Cos a plus b is equal to what? Cos a into cos b minus sin a into sin b. I think you know about this formula. Now, here cos a into cos b, here simply you have to write cos 2x is equal to in terms of cos x. Now, simply can you write 2 cos square x minus 1 into cos x minus sin 2x is equal to 1? 2 sin x into cos x. 2 sin x into cos x. If you take cos x as a first term, then you get what? 2 cos x into. Here you write sin 2x is equal to 2 sin x into cos x. Here sin x and sin x will be sin square x and 2 cos x. And here you get sin square x, that means sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. You already know about it. Now you have to manipulate. Finally you get what? 4 cos 2x minus 3 cos x. Now similar way you can prove also tan 3x. How can you prove tan 3x? Can you write tan 3x is equal to tan 2x plus x? Now, tan a, you have to apply formula of tan a plus b. As you know that tan a plus b is equal to tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a plus tan b बराबर tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a into tan b. Can you write it? Tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a into tan b. Can you write? Now you have to directly use tan 2x is equal to 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x. After manipulating, finally you get 3 tan x minus tan cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. Simply, you have to write in place of tan 2x, 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x plus tan x divided by 1 minus tan 2x is equal to, you have to write 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x into tan x. Now you have to manipulate and you finally get 3 tan x minus tan cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. I think you understand all these formula which is relevant to multiple angle. Similar way, I write all formula which is related to submultiple angle. In submultiple angle, simply you replace a by 2. Simply a is replaced by a by 2. Otherwise everything becomes same. Now I want to also write submultiple angle formula and procedure to prove all these formula become very same. Now I want to write all submultiple angle formula. Submultiple angle formula will be sin a is equal to what? 2 sin a by 2 into cos a by 2. Now you definitely arrive. How can you prove it? It is also very easy. Firstly, I want to write all this formula. After it, I want to prove it. Sin A can be written as sin 2 into A by 2. Sin 2 into A by 2. If you suppose that A by 2 is a B, then it is as what? Then it is as what? It is just as sin 2b. As you know that sin 2b is equal to 2 sin b. Here b is equal to A by 2 into cos b. Here cos b is equal to A by 2. That means you get sin 2. That means sin A is equal to 2 sin A by 2 to cos A by 2. Here not a part. Similarly, you can also get another formula. It is also equal to 2 tan A by 2 divided by 1 plus tan square A by 2. Similarly, next formula will be cos A. Cos A is equal to cos square A by 2 minus sin square A by 2. And next formula will be, here it is A, 1 minus 2 sin square A by 2. It is also equal to 2 cos square A by 2 minus 1. It is also equal to 1 minus tan square A by 2 divided by 1 plus tan square A by 2. You have to remember all this formula. Have you understood? Now I want to write next submultiple angle formula. Next submultiple angle formula, sin A is equal to also 3 sin A by 3 minus 4 sin cube A by 3. Cos A is equal to 4 cos cube A by 3 minus 3 cos A by 3. Similarly, tan A is equal to 3 tan A by 3 minus 3 tan A by 3 minus minus 10 cube A by 3 divided by 1 minus 3 10 square A by 3. A by 3. This all formula which is related to submultiple angle formula. Similarly, tan A, actually I have written it also. Now I think you understand all multiple and submultiple angle formula. Now I want to write some idea to prove how can you get the value of sin 18 degree, sin 36 degree, sin 54 degree, because in previous classes as well as in in this class you know only finding the value of that trigonometric angle in terms of, that means sin 18, that trigonometric angle which can be expressed as sum of that two angle whose values is known. That means suppose that anyone asks to you, you have to find sin 75 degree. How do you take decision? We can find sin 75 degree. There is only one condition. Can you express 75 degree in terms of sum of that two trigonometric angle which is known, that means whose value is known in terms of sin? Can you write 75 degree is equal to 45 degree plus 30 degree? As you know that sin 45 and sin 30 both is known. In that case you can find sin 75 degree using compound angle formula. Similarly, anyone asks you have to find the value of 15 degree. How can you write? Can you find the value of sin 15 degree? You have to take decision by intuition idea. Can you express 15 degree as sum of both two angle whose value in terms of sine is known? I know 15 degree can be expressed at 45 degree minus 30 degree, and 45 and 30 both is known for sine, so you can find sine 15 degree so easily. Now I want to try find the value of sine 18 degree. Here arises, can you find the value of sine 18 degree? Now you definitely, here consider 18, firstly, can we express 18 degree as a sum of that two angle whose value is known, or that value can be found using compound angle formula? No, you can't find it. You 18 degree can't be expressed as sum of that two angle whose value is known. In that case, here we took another concept by which we find the value of sin 18 degree, cos 18 degree, tan 18 degree, and you also find, if you know value of 18 degree, so easily you can also find 36 degree, 72 degree, because if you know 18 degree, suppose that you know sin 18 degree. If you know sin 18 degree, then sin 18 can be written as cos 19 minus 18. Can you write cos 19 minus 18? Because by complementary angle formula, cos 90 minus theta will be sin theta. Now here you get cos 90 minus theta is equal to what? 72 degree. That means sin 80 degree is equal to cos 72 degree. Similarly, if you know sin 18 degree, then you can also find sin 2 into 18. That means sin 36 degree, because you know sin 2 is equal to 2 sin A into cos A. Similarly, you can also find sin 54 degree. Now you definitely right. How can you find it? Because you know sin 3A is equal to what? 3 sin A minus 4 sin QA. I think you understand my concept. What is the main purpose to find the value of sin 18 degree, and which value can be found with the help of sin 18 degree. There is single purpose to understand, or there is single purpose to discuss the formula of multiple angle and submultiple angle. Now I am trying to find the firstly value of sin 18 degree. I think you understand my concept. Suppose that you have to find the value of sin 18 degree. How can you prove it? That means, how can you find sin 18 degree value? First of all, before starting, you have to suppose let A is equal to 18 degree. A is equal to 18 degree. As you know that A is greater than 0 but less than pi by 2. So you can say that firstly, sin 18 degree becomes always positive, because A will be 18 degree, which lies in first quadrant. As you know that in first quadrant, all trigonometric value will be, that means all trigonometric function will be positive. So you can say that sin 18 degree will be always positive. Now you have to find the value of sin 18 degree. There is a very simple rule. First you have to multiply on both sides by 5. After it you get, if you multiply on both sides by 5, then you get definitely 5 is equal to 90 degree. Now can you write 5 is equal to 3a minus 2a, plus 2a is equal to 90 degree. Now I should try to find 3a is equal to 90 minus 2a. Can you write? Now you have to simply apply sin 3a. If you do on both sides sin, because both angle will be same. If both angle will be same, then you can apply any trigonometric function on both sides, any logarithmic function on both sides, any inverse trigonometric function on both sides. You can apply any manipulation on both sides. So can you use on both sides sin? If you use sin 3a, similarly you have also use sin 90 minus 2a. Can you use it? Now sin 3a is equal to what? 3 sin a minus 4 sin 2a is equal to sin 90 minus 2a is equal to what? Cos 2a. Cos 2a, which is also equal to what? 1 minus 2 sin square. Can you write? 1 minus 3 sin a minus 4 sin 2a, 4 sin 2a is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square a. Now, don't write it. Here you get 3 sin a minus 4 sin 2a is equal to cos 2a. Now you have to take common here sin a from this term. If you take here common sin a, you get what? 3 minus for cos sin square. And here, sorry, don't take here cos, because if you take cos, you get it becomes very long for you. In that case, you use that means it becomes more lengthy. So I am trying to use here cos, which becomes more easier than other. You can prove that way also, but I always try to that way, which becomes more easier. Now, if you use here both side cos, then you definitely get cos 3 is equal to a 1. For cos cube a minus 3 cos, can you write it? Now, it is also equal to cos 90 minus 2a. Cos 90 minus 2a is equal to what? Sin 2a. As you know that sin 2a is equal to what? To sin a into cos. Can you write? After dividing on both sides by cos a, you get what? 4 times cos square minus, because I know cos a is equal to not 0, because I know cos a is equal to not 0. If cos a is equal to not 0, then you can divide on both sides. If you divide on both sides by cos a, you get 4 cos square a minus 3 is equal to 2 sin a. Understood? Now, here, for cos square can be written as 4 1 minus sin square. Minus 3 is equal to 2 sin a. Can you write? If you write it, again you have to simplify. After simplifying, you get, and firstly you have to simplify and rearrange. If you, after simplifying and rearranging, you get what? 4 minus 4 sin square a minus 3 is equal to 2 sin a. I want to make all positive terms, and then you get 4 sin square a, 4 sin square a plus 2 sin a. I want to take RHS. Here it will be negative, but if you take RHS, it becomes positive. So can you write 4 sin square a plus 2 sin a, 4 minus 3, that will be 1 in positive. If you take in right one, it becomes negative. So can you write 4 sin square a plus 2 sin a minus 1 is equal to 0. Now you get final value will be 4 sin square a plus 2 sin a minus 1. Now suppose that I want to have a part of this question. Now let sin a is equal to y. Suppose that sin a is equal to y. If you suppose sin a is equal to y, it becomes as 4y square plus 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. Just as a quadratic equation. So using Sridharachary's formula, that will be, if quadratic equation is of the form a square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then you can find x is equal to minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4c divided by 2a. So, can you apply here formula y is equal to minus b plus minus root under b square, that will be 2a square minus 4a, a will be 4 into c, that will be minus 1 divided by 2a. Here 2a and a will be 4. Now, you obtain minus 2 plus minus root under minus minus plus 16 plus 4, that will be 20 divided by 8. Again, simplify, you get minus 2 plus minus 2 root 5 divided by 8. Divided by 8. Again, you get, I want to write in LHS. In this part, you get minus, if you divide in numerator and denominator by 2, you get what? Minus 1 plus minus root under 5 by 4. Now, there are two values of y. There are two values of y. First will be minus, so y will be minus 1. I want to write in a standard form minus 1 plus root under 5 by 4. And another will be or minus 1 minus root under 5 by 4. Now, I want to ask to you which of the value will be correct for y. As you know that y is equal to what? Y is equal to what? Sin A. As you know that since y is equal to sin A, and we also know that A is equal to 18 degree, and we know that also 18 degree lies in first quadrant, so sin 18 degree becomes always positive. If sin 18 degree becomes positive, then you have to choose which of the following answer will be correct for you. Here, if you approximate, if you try try to find the approximate value of this expression, it becomes positive because root 5 becomes 2 more than 2, and if you subtract minus 1, then it becomes 1 by 4. Definitely it becomes positive. But this expression becomes negative because in numerator both term will be negative, and minus 1 and greater than minus 2, that means greater than minus 3. Definitely it becomes negative. So sin 18 degree, which is greater than 0, so sin 18 degree is equal to what? Root 5 minus 1 divided by 4. This is the value of sin 18 degree. You have to remember it. Sin 18 degree is equal to root under 5 minus 1 by 4. Understood? Sin 18 degree is equal to root under 5 minus 1 by 4. Now, I want to again give you to find the value of next. Suppose that you have to find the value of cos 36 degree. How can you find the value of cos 36 degree? Firstly, I want to find the value of cos 18 degree. How can you find the cos 18 degree? As you know that sin 18 degree is known for root 5 minus 1 by 4. And as you know that 18 degree lies in first quadrant, so it becomes always positive. Now, you have to apply using formula. Can you write cos 18 degree is equal to 1 minus sin square 18 degree? Now, if you put here 1 minus root under 5 minus 1 and by 4 whole square, can you write it? After manipulating, you get 4 square, that means 60 minus. After simplifying, you get 5 plus 1 minus 2 root 5 divided by 4. Can you write it? Now, it becomes 16, 5 plus 1, that is 6, 16 minus 6, that will be what? 10, minus plus 2 root 5 divided by 4. If you simplify it, you get what? Root under. Here I have not taken negative sign. Why? I have not taken plus and minus both, because I know that cos 18 becomes always positive. So, vanishes negative sign. Now, here it becomes 5 plus root 5 divided by 2, because I have divided by 2 in numerator and denominator. You finally get 5 plus 2 root 5 divided by 2. Sorry, here it becomes 16. It becomes 16, sorry. So it becomes 10 plus 2 root 5 divided by what? 4. It becomes value of cos 18 degree. Now, similarly, if you want to find the value of cos 36 degree, I want to write again it in LHS. Cos 18 degree is equal to root under 10 plus 2 root 5 divided by 4. Now, I want to find the value of cos 36 degree similar way. You have to find the value of cos 36 degree. As you know that 36 lies in first quadrant, so cos 30 always becomes positive. So don't take negative sign. Before it, I want to write it as multiple. Can you write cos 2 into 18 degree? As you know that cos 2 theta is equal to, there are two formulae. 1 minus 2 sin square, it is also equal to 2 cos square minus 1. But I want to tell you, you definitely write which formula becomes easier. Sin, because sin 80 degree, value of sin 80 degree becomes very less complicated with respect to cos 18 degree. So you can use it in terms of sin. Now, can you use cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square 18 degree? Now you have to just put the value of sin 18. Sin 18 is equal to root under 5 minus 1 divided by 4 whole square. If you manipulate, you get 1 minus 2 into root under 5 minus 1 whole square divided by 16. It divides in 8 times. If you write in standard form, you get 8 minus root under 5 minus 1 whole square divided by 8. It becomes cos 36. Sorry, it becomes 2. Now you have to simplify again. It becomes 8 minus root under 5 minus 1 whole square. Now you have to write 8 minus. If you manipulate it, you get 5 plus 1 minus 2 root 5 divided by 8. If you simplify again, you get what? 8 minus 6, that will be 2, and minus 1 is plus 2 root 5 divided by 8. After dividing, you get finally what? root under 5 plus 4. Oh, very funny expression. Value of cos 36 degree. Root 5 plus 1 divided by 4. Just as a only sign differ. Sin 80 degree is equal to root 5 minus 1 divided by 4 and cos 36 degree root 5 plus 1 by 4. Now, I want to give you find the value of another formula. Another value becomes sine. Suppose that you have to find sine 36 degree. How can you find the sine 36? It becomes also very easy. Can you write sine 36 as sine 2 into 80? Now, sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta into cos theta. So you can apply 2 sine 80 degree into cos 80 degree. As you know that 2 into sine 80 degree is no root for you. So you can write root under 5 minus 1 divided by 4 into cos 80 degree is also known for you. Can you write it 10 plus 2 root 5? 10 plus 2 root 5. Now you have to simplify it. After it becomes you get final expression, or you can leave it as expression 10 plus 2 5. Or if you want to express in a standard form, you can write also I want to you can leave also, don't write more, divided by 2 into root under 10 plus 2 root under 5. If you want to manipulate, can you write root under 5 minus 1 as root under 5 minus 1 whole square into root under 10 plus 2 root 5 divided by 2. Can you write it? Now, this expression can be expressed as multiplication. If you multiply 10 plus 2 root 5 under root by root under 5 minus 1 whole square, you get finally, what do you know? You finally get, here it is 2, finally expressing in a standard form, you get 10 minus 2 root 5 divided by 4, which is your final answer. Now, if you understand this fact, sorry, I have left other value one. There will be 4 finally. You can finally get this expression. Now, I am give you some questions which is relevant to this topic. I think you understand my all formula and all values of trigonometric function. That means 18 degree, 36 degree. I want to also give you sometimes in your book they ask to you how can you find the sine 70 degree, 72 degree, cos 72 degree, or 54 degree. It is also easy to find. I want to give you some idea. Sine 72 can be written as sine 90 minus 80. Because 90 minus 80 will be 72. As you know that sine 90 minus theta is equal to what? Cos 80 degree. So sine 72 is equal to what? Cos 80 degree. Similarly, as you know that here cos 72 degree, can you write cos 72 as 90 minus 80? And as you know that cos 90 minus theta is equal to what? Sin 80. So cos 72 degree is equal to sin 80 degree. Now here sin 54 degree. Sin 54. How can you find the value of sin 54? I have already told you sin 54 can be written as 90 minus 36. Now you have to apply sin 90 minus 36 is equal to what? Cos 36. And simply you can find there is also another process by which you can find the value of sin 54 degree. Can you write sin 54 is equal to sin 3 into 80 degree? Now you have to use sin 3 theta is equal to sin 3 sin theta minus 4 sin cube theta. So you can write 3 sin 80 degree minus 4 times sin cube 80 degree. This is very simple way to use for finding the value of all these value of a trigonometric angle which can be expressed as a compound angle or multiple or submultiple angle which is related to 80 degree. Sometimes you definitely ask to me, how can you find the value of 80 degree? Sorry, here you get 80 degree. You also try to find the value of 9 degree. How can you find the sin 9 degree? You definitely try to find the sin 9 degree. How can you find? As you know that, I want to give you some idea. How can you find the sin 9 degree? Similarly, you can also find cos 9 degree. Similarly, you can also find the sin 27 degree. Similarly, you can also find the 27 degree. That means 10 9 degree, 10 18 degree. 10 18 degree becomes very easy because 10 18 can be written as sin 18 divided by cos 18, and you have to put only sin 18 value of sin 18 and the cos 18. After manipulating, you get definitely the correct answer. I give you some idea. First of all, you have to find all these angles. Now you definitely right that means all these angles means 18 degree, 9 degree, 27 degree, 54 degree, 54 degree. After it, you can also find 9 and a half, 27 and a half. But there is simple manipulation. Don't fear with manipulation. You have to only use concepts. That means suppose that you have to find the sin 90 degree. How can you find sin 90 degree? Simply you know the value of sin 18, cos 18. Then in that case you have. Hello, good morning all of you. In this class again I will discuss problems which is relevant to the multiple angles problems and multiple angle formula and some multiple angle formula. Thereafter I will again discuss some good problems which is also relevant to this topic. After covering this topic, I will again start limit, that means part of a calculus. First of all, I want to, I think in previous classes I have already discussed all formula, but further I want to remember all this formula in short period. I want to tell you, as you know that sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a into cos a, which is a multiple angle formula. It is also equal to 2 tan a divided by 1 plus tan square. Similarly, cos 2a is equal to 2 cos square a minus 1, which it is also equal to 1 minus 2 sin square a. It is also equal to cos square a minus sin square a, and it is finally also equal to 1 minus tan square a divided by 1 plus tan square a. Another formula tan 2a is equal to 2 tan a by 2 into 2 tan a divided by 1 minus tan square a. And similarly, I have already also told you what is the formula of sin a. It becomes to suppose that here it is sin a. In that case, sin a is equal to 2 sin a by 2 into cos a by 2. Suppose that you have to it is also equal to 2 tan a by 2 divided by 1 plus tan square a by 2. Another formula is equal to sin cos a is equal to cos square a by 2 minus sin square a by 2. Another formula will be 1 minus 2 sin square a by 2, and it is also equal to 2 sin square a by 2 minus 1, 2 cos square a by 2 minus 1. It is also equal to 1 minus tan square a by 2 divided by 1 plus tan square by 2. Next formula becomes for multiple angle 3. That means sin 3a is equal to 3 sin a minus 4 sin cube a, cos 3a is equal to 4 cos cube a minus 3 cos a, and tan 3 is equal to 3 tan a minus tan cube a divided by 1 minus 3 tan square a. That means all this formula you have to firstly remember, and during solving problems you have to write all preceding video problems, that means compound angle problems, and as well as complementary angle formula, quadrant formula. You have to all write in a particular notes, and during solving you have to take it near to you, such that while you forget you have to take your you have to see in your notes and you have to remember during solving problems. Then it becomes more easier and more confident. Now I want to take problems for you. Firstly, write problems third. In this problem, it is given that if 10x is equal to b by a, and it is given that 10x is equal to what? B by a. Then find the value of then you have to find the value of under root a plus b divided by a minus b. Divided by a minus b plus under root a minus b divided by a plus b. Now there arises a simple question: how can you find the value of this expression with the help of this? There is a simple logic behind it. Before it, I think you definitely this question becomes very different for other trigonometric questions, because before this question, if you see this kind of problems, you see simply if tan theta is equal to something is given, then you have to find cos theta, or suppose that here cos theta plus sin theta divided by cos theta minus sin theta, and like this. But there is given something different. That means you have to, there is given variables, that means a and b, and you have to find the value of trigonometric function which is as equal to this. Simple logic behind it. Solve. you have to find the value of a plus b divided by a minus b plus under root a minus b divided by a plus b. I want to give you some logics behind it. First of all, can you write what is the formula of 10 pi by 4 plus x? I think this is not a formula, but I want to give you separately, because if you remember this expression, then it becomes profitable for you. It becomes very profitable for you. Sometimes you can directly write it, and just looking problems you can solve in 1 minute, because while you are studying in class 12th, in that class you will study another chapter which is relevant to this chapter, that will be inverse trigonometric function. There are many problems, that means 5 to 6 problems which is relevant to this formula. So I want to give you proof of that, that means write formula of this expression, that means 10 pi by 4 plus x. It is not a formula. Now can you write 10a plus b is equal to 10 pi by 4 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10 pi by 4 into 10x. Can you write it? Now, if 10 pi by 4, that means 1045 degree. What is the value of 10 pi by 4? 1 plus 10x, which is equal to 1 minus 10x. You get 10 pi by 4 plus x is equal to 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x. Very interesting fact for you. What? That means here you get 10 pi by 4 plus x is equal to 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x. Suppose that there is given this expression 1 plus 10x plus 1 minus 10x, then you have to apply your intuitive idea. How can you reach using this formula at this place? Then you have to hit and try 10 pi by 4, 10 pi by 4 at this place, as this expression. Then you can write this expression as this. Because this is just as a 10 pi by 4 plus x, that means 10a plus b formula. Now, here you observe that 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x can be written as 10 pi by 4 plus 10x, 10 pi by 4 plus x. There is another also interesting fact in this expression. Can you write 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x? I want to write here 1 plus 10x can be written as sin x by cos x divided by 1 minus 10x, that will be 1 minus sin x by cos x. Can you write it? Which is equal to, after taking LCM you get cos x plus sin x in numerator, and in denominator you get cos x minus sin x, because denominator of both expressions, that means denominator of numerator becomes cos x and denominator of denominator becomes cos x. In that case cos x and cos x vanishes, that means cancelled out, so you get cos x plus sin x divided by cos x minus sin x. Very interesting expression. While there is given cos x plus sin x divided by cos x minus sin x, you can write this expression just as a 10 pi by 4 plus x. It is exactly 10 pi by 4 plus x. Suppose that there is given cos x plus sin x divided by cos x minus sin x anywhere. In that way, you have to consider about cos x plus, that means it becomes very tougher in general case to think about cos x plus sin x divided by cos x minus sin x is exactly 10 pi by 4 plus x. Because there are many steps to reach at that point. So I want to give you some idea. If you write especially in your notes, then you can memorize. It is just as a 10 by 4 plus x. In that case, only 2 or 3 steps you can solve any problems. That means you have to remember 10 pi by 4 plus x is equal to cos x plus sin x divided by cos x minus sin x, and it is also equal to 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x. I think I want to tell you this problem is also based on this formula, but I want to directly I give you some idea about it during solving. But I want to tell you 1 minute. But I want to tell you why you are trying to solve these problems. Firstly, I give suggestion. You have to write separately in your formula gallery that helps to understand or solve all these all those problems which is kind of this. Now I want to solve this problem. How can you solve? There are 2 processes by which you can solve, but I want to take a more complicated way. I want to give you simply procedure. Now as you know that in your given problem b is equal to not 0. In your book b is equal to not 0 and a is equal to not 0. Already it is given. If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If b is equal to not 0, then what? If or suppose that a is equal to not 0, had given that a is equal to not 0. If a is equal to not 0, can you divide in numerator and denominator by a? If you divide in numerator a, you get 1 plus b by a divided by 1 minus b by a. Can you write? If you write 1 plus b by a divided by 1 minus b by a plus, here it is what? Under root. If you again divide in numerator and denominator by a, you get 1 minus b by a divided by 1 plus b by a. As you know that 10x is equal to b by a. As you know that 10x is equal to b by a. So can you write directly formula of b by a is equal to 10x divided by 1 minus 10x? Can you write? Plus under root. It is what? 10 1 minus 10x divided by 1 plus 10x. Can you write? Now, if you write or if you try to simplify it, you can simplify it. But though I think there is no necessity to simplify it. You can leave now. As you know that root under 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x is equal to 1. You can leave it here. But I want to write some steps again. Can you write 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x is equal to what? Now you definitely, can you write directly 1 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10x is equal to 10 pi by 4 plus 6. And here 1 minus 10x divided by 1 plus 10x is equal to what? 10 pi by 4 minus x. I think I leave its formula. 10 pi by 4 minus x is equal to 1 minus 10x divided by 1 plus 10x. Before it I have written only 10 pi by 4 plus x, but I want to again give you some this kind of formula. It is also equal to cos x minus sin x and cos x plus sin x. In previous problem there should be plus and there should be minus. Now I want to rub this part. Now can you write? I want to rub this part. I want to give you idea to reach this portion. Like now, suppose that you can directly use formula if you have remembered, but if you don't know, then you have to write a step. 1 can be written as 10 pi by 4. Can you write 10 pi by 4? If you write 1 as 10 pi by 4 plus 10x divided by 1 minus 10 pi by 4 into 10x, can you write? Plus here it is equal to 10 pi by 4. Here it is equal to 1. That means 10 pi by 4 minus 10x divided by 1 plus 10 pi by 4 into 10x. Now what is this? This is 10 pi by 4 plus x plus what is this? 10 pi by 4 minus x. This is your final answer. But if you want, they ask only to, you have to find the value of this expression. But you can also express in another terms. Now you definitely write, how can you express in another terms? If you take LCM of both expressions, can you write? I think this is your final answer. But there should be, there may be another answer. So getting another answer, you can solve another way. In that case, you have to use simplification. Can you write it under root 1 plus 10x divided by under root 1 minus 10x plus in above it is equal to 1 minus 10x. Can you write 1 minus 10x divided by under root 1 plus 10x? After taking LCM, what do you get? After taking LCM, what do you get? Here you can multiply it. In that case, you get. I want to give you a step. 1 minus 10x. Can you write 1 minus 10x into 1 plus 10x? After dividing this by this term in this portion, you get under root 1 plus 10x. If you multiply in this expression, what do you get? Under root 1 plus 10x, because 1 under root 1 plus 10x into under root 1 plus 10x becomes under root 1 plus 10x square x under root 1 plus 10x whole square. If it becomes under root 1 plus 10x whole square, you can take a square root of under root 1 plus square root of 1 plus 10x whole square becomes 1 plus 10x and it becomes 1 minus 10x. Here 10x and minus 10x becomes opposite side each other. So you finally get what? 1 plus 1 2 divided by 1 plus 10x into 1 minus 10x. What will be it? It will be 1 minus 10x square x. This is your final answer of this expression. I think you understand. Again I take another example. both there may be any answer of in your book. I have not watched your answer. Now I want to take another examples. Questions 4. Example 4. In this problem it is given that you have to prove that root 3 into cosec 20 degree minus sec 20 degree is equal to 4. You have to prove. When you see this question, there arises a simple process in your mind. How can you solve? I think if you know the value of cosec 20 and sec 20, then after putting you can get forward. But you don't know the value of cosec 20 and sec 20, and after and you also can't find the cosec 20 and sec 20 with the help of algebra. Whatever you are trying to solve the sec 20, cosec 20, you have to see trigonometric table as a logarithmic table. But in your class there is not given, so I have to simply by simplification you have to solve for, and maybe some hit and try. Firstly, I want to write root 3 into cosec 20 can be written as 1 by sin 20 minus sec 20 can be written as 1 by cos 20. Firstly, you have to write from LHS. Now you have to take LCM. You get root 3 into cos 20 minus 1 into sin 20 divided by sin 20 into sin 20 into cos 20. Can you write? Can you write it? Now here it becomes as this expression. Now you have to multiply and divide by 2 in both expressions. That means numerator and denominator. Suppose that I want to multiply by 2 and divide by 2. If you divide by 2, and similarly you also multiply and divide by 2 here. If you don't, you can also ignore it. Suppose that I have written it 2 into 2, and here I have written 2 into 2. Now it becomes 2, and this is it becomes also 2. You have to write as this expression. This 2 and this 2 becomes 4 because it is a denominator of denominator, so it goes in numerator. If it will go in numerator, then it becomes 2 into 2 4. And now you have to write root 3 by 2 can be written as sin 60 degree into cos 20 minus half can be written as sin 30 cos 60 into sin 20 divided by 2 sin 20 into cos 20 is equal to what? Sin 40. Can you write? Now there is simple observation. It becomes 4 into sin A into cos B minus cos A into sin B will be what? Sin A minus B. A is equal to 60 and B is equal to 20. So can you write 60 minus 20? That means sin 40. So simply can you write it? Sin 40 divided by in denominator also sin 40. Sin 40 will be cancelled each other. Finally you get 4, which is your required RHS. You can think about this problem. There is simple clue by divide 2 and multiply 2, because here this is given root 3. Looking at root 3, there arises a simple problem. There arises a simple idea in your mind. If you suppose that here suppose that there is a root 3 by 2, it becomes sin 60, and there is also 20. 60 20 can be manipulate each other and you get 40. And in denominator to sin 20 into cos 20, that becomes sin 40. So this is your simple clue. I think if you solve a lot of problems, automatically you get this kind of idea or this kind of clue. Now I want to give another problem. In the next question, 5.1, it is given that you have to prove that sin x minus sin 3x, sin x minus sin 3x divided by sin square x minus cos square x is equal to 2 sin x. You have to prove it. Simply you have to proceed again from LHS. I want to arise a simple question. What is the formula of sin c minus sin d? You definitely tell me 2 cos c plus d by 2, that means x plus 3x, that means 4x by 2, that means 2x, into sin c minus d by 2, that means sin x minus 3x, that means minus 2x divided by 2 minus x. That means definitely you write minus sin, here you have to write sin minus x, divided by, I have written directly, you can manipulate it. After taking minus common this expression, what do you get? Minus cos square x minus sin square x. Can you write? Here common, here I have taken common minus 1. In numerator you get 2 cos 2x into sin minus sin is equal to minus sin theta. So can you write minus 2 cos 2x divided by sin x, and it becomes minus 1 into cos square x minus sin square x will be what? Cos 2x. Here cos 2x and cos 2x will be cancelled, and minus minus also cancelled. Finally you get what? 2 sin x. I think very easy problem for you. Again, I take another examples for you. Another examples. Second, in this problem it is given that you have to prove sin 5x minus 2 sin 3x plus sin x divided by cos 5x minus cos x is equal to 10x. You have to prove it. Now there arises a simple problem question. How can we solve it? Simply, you have to use firstly arrange this term sin 5x plus sin x. What is the formula of sin 5x plus sin x? That means sin c plus sin d. Sin c plus sin d is equal to what? You can write from minus. You write firstly sin 5x and sin x near to each other, minus 2 sin cos minus 2 sin 3x divided by cos 5x minus cos x. After it, you write that that step which is written by me just as sin c plus sin d is equal to 2 sin c plus d, that means 5x plus x, that means 6x by 2, that means 3x, into cos 5x minus x, that means 2x, 4x minus 2, that means 2x. So you can write 2 sin c plus sin d is equal to 2 sin c plus d by 2 into cos c minus d by 2 minus 2 sin 3x divided by, in denominator you get cos c minus cos d. What do you get? Cos c minus cos d. I want to tell you what is the formula of cos c minus cos d. Cos c minus cos d, I have already told you, formula of cos c minus cos d is equal to minus 2 into sin c plus d by 2, that means 5x plus x, that means 3x, 5x plus x by 2, that means 3x, into sin c minus d by 2, that means 5x minus x, that means 4x by 2x. 4x minus x, 5x minus x, that means 4x by 2x, that means 4x by 2, that means 2x. Now, you have to take common minus 2 sin 3x in numerator, because here there is also given minus. If you take minus, then you can remove. So I want to take common minus 2 sin 3x. If you take minus 2 sin 3x, what do you get? Here becomes 1 and here becomes minus cos 2x divided by. In denominator, you get minus 2 sin 3x into sin 2x. Here both terms will be cancelled each other. Here you get 1 minus cos 2 theta. What will be the formula of 1 minus cos 2 theta? 2 sin square x is equal to, and sin 2x is equal to what? 2 sin x into cos x.